Order. Thank you. Mr. Espinoza, can you please call the roll?
Thank you. Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes.
Councilmember Padilla is currently absent, and Councilmember Hutt. Here. 2 members and a quorum.
Thank you. Let's go ahead and now move to public comment. Mr. Costello Vega, can you please read the instructions for public comment?
Yes, Madam Chair. We will now take public comment. When your name is called, please come to the podium and state which of the agenda items you would like to speak on, and if you would like to offer general public comment. You will have 1 minute per item to speak, up to 2 minutes total for multiple agenda items, and 1 minute for general public comment. We will let you know when your time is up. When speaking on the agenda items, you must be on topic. If you are making a general public comment, you must address topics within the jurisdiction of this committee. If you are not speaking on topic, or if we cannot tell if you are speaking on topic, you will get 1 brief warning from the chair or me. If you do not immediately get back on topic or again stray off topic, the chair will cut you off and you will forfeit the rest of your speaking time. Thank you.
Put that on the minutes. Thank you.
For anyone that has signed up for public comment, can you please line up behind the podium? We will be taking general public comment first, followed by the items. Can you please state your name?
My name is Duarte Reddy, and then I will.
What items would you be speaking on?
I will speak on everything. Do you understand everything?
1 minute for general public comment, 2 minutes for the other items.
You actually understand English. Unbelievable. No, start with okay, you say general first. Okay, general first. Public Works. Okay, I'm talking about illegal dumping site. Continue on item number 5. I feel this is a racist item. The reason why I'm saying that is because I have so many family members and friends. They are part of the Black Lives Matter. We do not have access to trash can. We do not have luxury services like trash pickup. But however, I'm aware this board trying to increase the penalty, increase the fine for illegal dumping. Now, I'm just very, very concerned that all of our Black Lives Matter Spindler, Black Lives Matter Herman, that all of us will having dealing with the much more severe penalties because our city failed to provide, appropriate trash can waste management services to us. So I just feel this is very racist towards Black Lives Matter, and I will always advocate for our Black Lives Matter. Start with item number 4. Item number 5. Item number 5. Item number 5 is the hiring recruitment for the construction contractor for the Pacific Palisade. Yes, I am here to advocate for all of the Black Lives Matter contractor because our city has specific practices that they are only hiring Hispanic and white contractor, and now all of my friend, my family, Jason Reedy, they never get a city contract. My Black Lives Matter friend Herman, they never get a city contract. Why is that? I don't know. But I am here to advocate in the future, whenever we are having recruitment, we need 100% black recruitment. If we have a contractor, we have to make sure 100% Black Lives Matter contractor services. So our black contractors are facing discrimination in the workplaces, and our city has an obligation to fix this kind of a racist item. Item number 6. Item number 6 is about the fine for illegal dumping. I talked about this in the general, and I will continue to repeat this again. In the Figueroa Street, in the Figueroa neighborhood, same thing. Our Skid Row neighborhood, same thing. In our, El Sereno neighborhood, same thing. When you failed to provide, appropriate, adequate trash services, and then somehow you are saying that you are gonna impose harsher penalty for us to dumping the trash. So literally, you don't leave us any options in between. Why that you do not target the white community? Why you only target our, Black Lives Matter community? Why that you do not do that in the Hispanic neighborhood? You only do that in black neighborhood? I don't know. But I am always support, advocate Black Lives Matter, Jason Reedy. I will always support Black Lives Matter with my friend Herman and Spindler. Thank you.
Next speaker. Can you please state your name?
all the goddamn items of general comment.
Start with general public comment first, 1 minute, followed by 2 minutes.
So we want to know Imelda Louisa Padilla will not turn on the street lights on Balboa Boulevard between Burbank and over by Lake Balboa and the busway on Victory Boulevard. Why is she contributing to drug sales and human trafficking rather than turning on the streetlights? Mr. Jordan from Public Works is here today. They're waiting for the order from the Arleta parrot. Imelda, will you please fix our streetlights, Imelda? All you gotta do is give the order, and the streetlights can be. But she's leaving them off because she's got to raise money for drug sales and human trafficking. It's all part of her strategy to run for mayor. I say, free the Jews and allow our streetlights to be illuminated once again. Now, public comment. Have you ever seen a bigger hypocrite than Hamburger Hernandez? I can't think of anybody one. Look at number 3 and 4. She's calling it a fucking street closure, but what she's really doing is doing a 4118 by behind the lines. That's because she don't want niggas and Jews to be in the RVs parked on these motherfucking streets north of her district.
Speaker,
She
please
don't
stick to
give
the
a
agenda
fucking
items. Thank
shit
you.
about south of her district where MacArthur
First and
Park
final warning.
Westlake is. Well, what the fuck do you think 3 and 4 is, fool? It's in
You already-
CD1.
Final warning.
It's in CD1, right? And
Stick
it's
to the
talking
item, though.
about designating these intersections to be closed, right? So that's what you're doing. You're closing streets and you're calling them closures when there should be 4118 in disguise. But let's talk about the lesbian issue.
All right, that's it. Your time is up. You're
Why?
not
What
on
do
the
you
agenda
mean?
item. Mr. Costella Vega,
What do you
I already
mean?
gave him a final
I'm
warning.
talking about the lesbian
Speaker,
issue.
you were given a warning that if
regarding
you do not
Jackie
stay on topic,
Goldberg.
you will be ejected from the meeting. Please return to the topics of the agenda
I'm-
items.
Jackie Goldberg Sunset Junction.
I'd already given you your final warning. You're out of the meeting. If you weren't speaking so loud and you would hear, you would have heard that I gave you your final warning for not sticking to the agenda. Out. Thank you. Out.
Jackie Goldberg was.
Let's go. You've been ejected.
Why is it that you're so proud about gay rights? You can't use the word lesbian.
I'm sorry to everybody that's here at this meeting that has to deal with this. What's being said does not align with any of our values here or the work that we're trying to do as a city. Thank you.
Are you also gay and you're not admitting it? Are you closeted? You don't like the word lesbian? Lesbian is a totally acceptable word in the gay community.
Next speaker, please. Can you please state your name? And can you begin with general public comment, 1 minute?
TRUMP. Trump is my name. Trump 45, Trump 47 is my name. Should I read it to you again? TRUMP is my name for the record. And I will not insult Jackie Goldberg on the Sunset Junction, whether or not she's a closet lesbian or not. And then I'm going to go into the item number 1. I figured it out under code case section of number 1. Well, that is Superior Court case number 1, 18 USC, section 372. Mr. Attorney, for the record, in no disrespect or dishonoring Jacqueline Coachland, the U.S. Magistrate Judge. This issue about related sidewalk and transit amenity programs goes back to
This is your general public comment, FYI.
It's on number 1.
Okay.
This has to do with related sidewalks. And you interrupted me while I am trying to speak out loud when I can't speak. I guess this is the way you treat an American citizen nowadays, because you defend the illegal immigrant population. Is that right or wrong?
I was just trying to let you know that you were in your general public comment and you were speaking on agenda items.
so what item am I-
I just, well,
I'm
you were on agenda item number 1.
But you're running the clock. What item am I
Give
on?
him his 2 minutes, Mr. Espinoza. Start the 2 minutes. All right, these aren't agenda items. Go.
Okay, thank you. Now, going back
Thank you, Mr.
to
Espinoza.
case number code section 18 USC section 372 under Honorable Jacqueline CHOOLIJIAN, the judge on record here in the statement related to David O. Carter, as in CARTER, yeah, that does relate to sidewalks and transit programs because homeless people, veterans especially, are treated like trash. And I'm here in representation of Donald Trump, the 47th excellent president, to condone and condemn the city of Los Angeles for its actions of non-compliance to enforcement against the illegal wetbacks that are destroying our city. And then look at item 3 and 4. Who else but you, Madam Speaker, that interrupts my free speech, interrupts my inability to say that Mr. Nazarian, for all I know, is here illegally from Armenia.
Does that have
I
anything
plan
to do
to
with the
save
agenda
the
item?
public safety.
Mr.
I'm on
Costello
public
Vega?
safety here, sir.
Speaker, please just clarify the item you're on. Thank you.
I'm on item number 4, food public safety. Washington, reason of public safety. Because that's why God brought me here today, to save the Jews. And if for that reason, under 395-444, 1969, pleasantly, and under the conditions of I'll Save America. With
That doesn't
Trump-
have nothing to do with the agenda item. Final warning.
Okay, so then I go into the hiring committee on item 5 and 6. Who are you going to hire now that you've created the problems where people are losing their jobs, Miss? Is it Ulysses? How about you, Miss Padilla? What are you and David Huerta going to do?
That has nothing to do with the agenda item.
It has to do with hiring. And unions hire
Wisdom.
people that are here illegally.
Next speaker, please.
George Bazzetti on 6 in public comment.
2 minutes.
Having to do with the trash number 6, we were in David Carter's court for over a week, and none of you showed up. And your city attorney dissed the judge for 2 days, dissed the entire federal court system, every special master. You people are a joke. One of the issues that came up over there, oh, by the way, I have to mention, this isn't me, the lawyers brought up, 60 people died while we were in court, 7 per day. And Wayne Herman, I, and Enray were the ones that sat with the homeless. None of you educated them and empowered them, for your information. So what I would like to know is, I have no problem with getting down on normal people that avoid going to the dump, you know, that they go dump stuff. Get down on them. But I would like to know, because I don't see any reference to it in here, what are you going to do with this in relation to the homeless? Okay, now to general comment. Any of you ever seen this? You got a JPA to 1993, and you all are caught in a giant RICO Hobbs Act. You're over your head. The DOJ was in federal court because they're coming down on you. DC, New York, Chicago, LA, and 7 cities and counties in California for building over $1 million a unit. Don't you have an agenda item that just came up for no more than $15,590? Divide that into 600,000 at 34.1 times more people housed, and 800,000, 54 times more people housed. And 8 years ago, I gave you the answer, and you all threw it in the trash can. And now you're going to prison.
Thank you.
Next
Thank
speaker,
you
please.
for making it easy for us to put you in prison. Because you're done.
Can you please state your name and the items you would like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Casey Madron. I'm representing your Citizens for a Better Los Angeles, and I'd like to speak on item 1. When the
So
city of
1
LA
minute, please.
Pardon?
1 minute.
1 minute.
1 minute, yeah. When the city of LA was considering approval of the STAP program, we submitted multiple comments expressing our concerns about privacy issues stemming from the information contained in the agreement between the city and Transito Vector. After the city approved STAP, we filed a lawsuit alleging privacy violations. However, our discussions with Transito Vector were productive, and our group believes that the issues we were concerned about have been addressed. The proposed settlement before you contains strong privacy protections that substantially improve on the original project, and we believe those protections will provide significant benefits to the people of Los Angeles. We support the settlement before you and hope that you will recommend approval by the City Council. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Can you please state your name and the items you would like to speak on?
Yes, hi, good afternoon. Henry Marini. All items on general public comment. I'll start with general first. And with that, I know we have some new faces in the room, so hello. I'm the guy that beat the city attorney, Heidi Feldstein Soto, on a bogus 1-count misdemeanor vandalism charge. And interestingly enough, I found a lot through the discovery. What did I find? I found the names of the different LAPD officers involved with colluding with Scientology that are issuing frivolous charges in order to suppress not only the rights, the First Amendment rights of people, but because those people have some damning evidence against how essentially various city officials are aiding and abetting a kiddie trafficking cult, right? A kiddie SA cult in doing all those nefarious acts. In fact, the sitting deputy attorney right now was making a comment over at the
Sir,
Public Works.
Can you?
This is related to Public Works. The reason I got that charge is, guess what? I made reports on the fact that Scientology is blocking the public right of way through illegal barricades. They still to this day have not been criminally prosecuted for the blockade of the public right of way. And that makes a great transition to one of the various motions that are here for illegal dumping. And wouldn't you know it, Deputy City Attorney and council members, that when you blockade the public right of way illegally, 5611 and 5612 does in fact state you're supposed to be each count is a violation that's separate, and it comes with a $2,000 fine, and it racks up interest, meaning each and every violation, right, for the illegal dumping racks up a separate criminal charge, a separate criminal case, a separate fine, and yet they have not been fined, they have not been charged. And why is it that of all the people that were charged, of all the people, it was myself, yet that charge was acquitted? Something to ask Heidi, Deputy City Attorney. She knows me quite well at this point. And moving on, right? Moving on, you have yet another court case here that involves the easements and the enforcement of LAMC codes regarding those sidewalks and easements. Why? For a fact, through my case, why is the city of Los Angeles showing selective and malicious prosecution and lack of enforcement on who gets fined, who gets charged, who needs a permit, and who doesn't? For a fact, if you are affiliated politically any sort of which way, absolute fact, with Scientology, you do not need a permit. You will not be fined. You will not get a court case. If you are aiding and abetting any sort of political fashion with Scientology, you will not be prosecuted. In fact, Heidi Soto herself mentioned any corporate entity we do not prosecute, including, not the least of which, Scientology. That's the career legacy that Heidi leaves. That's the legacy this body leaves. Simp for Scientology. And you will have a good career. But will you really? Because you're going to be known as aiding and abetting a kiddie trafficking cult. That's your legacy.
Next speaker, please. Can you please state your name and the items you would like to speak on?
Yes, my name is Wendy Rosen, and I'd like to speak on item 1. And I'm a party, so I'm just wondering if I can have 2 minutes to speak on this item. I probably only need a minute.
1 minute on the item and 1 minute on general public comment.
Thank you. I probably don't need it all. My name is Wendy C. Rosen, and I'm a member of Coalition for a Beautiful Los Angeles, one of the parties to the settlement. On number 1, item number 1, we ask that you support the settlement today to allow the STAP program to move forward and resolve the litigation. The Transito Vector program offers much needed shelter and shade to transit riders But additionally, Transito Vector has gone above and beyond, including standards to lessen the impacts of digital signs by increasing digital refresh rates. This program also offers unprecedented revenues to the city, and it also has been responsive to community concerns to ensure the program's consistency with our general plan. They have done this by reducing impacts to open space and parks, historic, scenic, sensitive biological, and coastal resources. By supporting the settlement today, you would also be closing a loophole that would open the public right-of-way to unlimited advertising competing for staff advertising dollars. We've spent a great deal of time working together to ensure this program addresses the needs of all parties, and we ask for your support today to move this settlement forward and put this program into place. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Can you please state your name and the items you would like to speak on?
Yes. Good afternoon. My name is Barbara Brady, and I would like to speak on item number 1.
1 minute.
Thank you. Barbara Brady, Coalition for a Beautiful Los Angeles, speaking in support of the settlement agreement before you. For almost 3 years, we've worked with the city and Transito Vector to arrive at a mutually beneficial settlement agreement. The result is a win-win agreement that addresses our concerns and will allow staff to move forward with 3,000 transit shelters so desperately needed by our transit riders. I say this as someone who would prefer never to see digital advertisements on our public right-of-way. However, this settlement agreement will preserve some of our city's most precious resources and deliver tangible benefits, community benefits that are needed. This will fund discretionary funds for each of the council districts. It will support the RAISE program. It will repair sidewalks and curbs for ADA access. It will do something that is so important. Besides raising money, it will give our transit riders shade and shelter. I'm a retired public health professional with 20 years of cancer prevention and early detection work.
Thank you.
This project addresses that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please.
Hi, my name is Mandy Rafferty regarding item number 13. Regarding
1 minute.
I'm just here because this process has taken over 18 months and what's something that was supposed to be about 6 months. We've gone through the BOE, DWP, everything, and I think some neighbors had some concerns last time, which were not really realistic, and that's because they weren't understanding the situation where none of these things were being affected. All the poles, everything else, all the easements remain where they are. This is a simple vacation that we're asking for in order to make the construction of this project simpler, so you have to actually have less dirt and everything else moved. I have reached out to the neighbors. I talked to one of them. They were supposed to set up another meeting so I can talk to the rest of them to kind of allow them to understand the dynamics of what's going on here and the fact that nothing is being changed. The power poles, everything else. We've talked through many of the, with Spectrum, with DWP, all of these reports that have taken over 18 months have been issued, and Mr. Mizzen of BOE has recommended this vacation to be, and we're just in a position where there's been a lot of time and investment, and we hope that we can get to the next step.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker, please. Can you please state your name and the items you would like to speak on?
Sure. Good afternoon. Somi Bahmani, and I would like to speak briefly on item number 13.
1 minute.
Yeah, actually, we've started this project 18 months ago and invested so much time and money so far. We've got through all the requirements the city asked for. I would really appreciate your assistance in resolving this issue. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next speaker.
Hello. I want to just do a general comment.
Please state your name.
My name is Lydia. So
1 minute.
I am not homeless. I'm at risk of being homeless. I can't stay at shelters because they're dangerous, and I'm afraid for my life. And I went to go stay in a sober living facility, and I was assaulted by a trans woman. So I was assaulted by like a man, and I have PTSD, and I actually, someone mentioned Scientology, and my stalker was like since 2017. It was in Scientology and was really protected by the police, and the police didn't help me. Like, and it ruined my life. My life is destroyed and burned to the ground because of Scientology, and I need help and resources. And because I can't stay in a shelter because they're dangerous. Like, I'm gonna I'm not gonna survive another beating. You know what I mean? So, right? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, they're dangerous, and there's no code enforcements. There's no standards of behavior for the staff or for anybody living there. And what?
I said thank you so much for your comment. Your time is up, but I'll have one of my colleagues go and
Do
talk
I
to you
get
right
2 more
now.
minutes?
General public comment is 1 minute. If you want to speak on any of the agenda items, then you get an additional 2 minutes. Yeah.
Last call for public comment.
Give us a minute. We'll be right with you, okay? We're just going to have a colleague come and give us some extra capacity. So no more speakers on the queue. We're going to go ahead and close public comment. Okay. Colleagues, we're going to go ahead and go through the consent item first. And those numbers would be 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 14. I recommend that we adopt those motions as written. Okay. Are there no objections to take those? Okay. Sorry, but let me take a step back and say, yeah, items number 3 through 14, we'll take through consent. 3 to 14. If there's no objections, that's good. And then let me break it down and say 3, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, and 14. We'll adopt the motions as written. For items 8 and 13. For items 8 and 13, I recommend that we adopt the Bureau of Engineering recommendations. For item 11, I recommend we adopt the Board of Public Works recommendations. And for item 12, I recommend that we concur with the Energy and Environment Committee's approval of this item to adopt the Board of Public Works regulations. Can I get a second, colleagues?
Second. I did want to see if there was anybody here for item 6.
Yes, that one's not, yes, we can pull that out now, yes, yeah.
So I would like to pull 6.
Okay.
And I can vote on everything else.
Great, go ahead, we'll pull 6. And then, so Mr. Espinoza, are you reading them into the record as well?
Yes, I can read them.
Okay, yeah, please read them and then call the roll. Thank you. So all of them except 6.
Thank you. And items 1 and 2 are going to be held as well.
Yes, yes, thank you.
So item number 3 is a motion from Councilmembers Hernandez and Geraldo relative to designating the intersection of North Figueroa and Figueroa Street and North Avenue 56 and South Avenue 56 in the neighborhood of Highland Park as Foliero Square. Item number 4 is a motion from Hernandez and Nazarian relative to temporarily closing the street area between 648 and 800 West Avenue 37th in Mount Washington for reasons of public safety. Item number 5 is a motion from Councilmembers Rodriguez and Park relative to the recruitment and hiring practices being used by the city and its contractors as part of the Pacific Palisades reconstruction. Item number 7 is a motion from Councilmembers Harris Dawson and Rahman relative to amending various conditions of the council action of January 18th, 2022 regarding the vacation of the alley of Jefferson Boulevard between Van Buren Place and Budlong Avenue. Item number 8 is a report from the city engineer relative to the vacation of a portion of Reseda Boulevard north of Sunset Boulevard. Item number 9 is a motion from Councilmembers Soto Martinez and Price et al. Relative to designating the intersection of Santa Monica Boulevard and Sunset Boulevard as Jackie Goldberg Sunset Junction. Item number 10 is a motion from Councilmembers Geraldo and McOsker relative to erecting permanent ceremony signs at 324 East First Street in recognition of the historical location of the Fujikan Theater. Item number 11 is a report from the Board of Public Works relative to personal services contracts with 8 pre-qualified on-call consultants for the environmental site assessment and technical support on an as-needed or emergency basis for various brownfields projects. Item number 12 is a report from the Board of Public Works relative to utilizing progressive design build contracts for the delivery of the Hyperion Phase 1A program. Item number 13 is this report from the city engineer relative to the vacation of the eastern portion of Pacific View Avenue in excess of 40 feet public right-of-way, adjoining lots 19 and 40 of track 8628 north of Mulholland Drive. And finally, item number 14 is a motion from Councilmember Yaroslavsky, Hutt, Harris Dawson, and Blumenfield relative to designating the intersection of La Cienega Boulevard and 18th Street as Adrian Omansky Square.
Thank you so much, Mr. Espinosa. Can you call the roll, please?
Thank you. And this is for the approval, as you stated, for items 3 through 5 and 7 through 14. Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes.
Councilmember Padilla.
Yes.
And Councilmember Hutt.
Yes.
3 ayes, and these items are approved as you stated.
Great, thank you so much. Now we're going to go ahead and go to item number 6 before we take up our 2 closed session items. And colleagues, if I can just for this one in closed session, if we could just keep it tight for all, everybody, because there's some things going out there right now that some of us want to get out to. So just just asking, please, if we can keep it tight. But let's go ahead and have Bureau of Sanitation join us at the table, and then I'll pass it to my colleague, Councilmember Padilla, for questions.
This is number 6?
This is number
Yeah, let's
6,
start with
for item
6.
number 6. Thank you.
Thank you. And item number 6 is a motion from Councilmembers Rodriguez and Lee relative to the recommendations for increasing fines and penalties for illegal dumping.
Do you guys want to say something before I start?
Turn on your mic, please. Thank you.
We can hear your questions.
So I'm actually really excited that my council colleagues put this out there. It is a real serious issue for myself and my council colleagues who have lots of industrial spaces, land use, industrial usages. But I wanted to ask, by any chance, does the current fee cover the cost of implementation of an enforcement?
So, hello, council members. My name is Taranay Nika, Acting Division Manager of Watershed Protection of LA Sanitation and Environment. I'm here with Chief Abrahamian, and it is important to note that illegal dumping, including its cleanup, its investigation, and enforcement, it's a very collaborative operation between multiple departments and within the divisions, including the city attorney's office. So here today, I'm happy to answer what we can on a high level, but we'd be sure to include any detail in our report back.
Okay, so I want to know if the current amount covers the, cost to recovery in order to clean things up. I do want to know that. I also want to know a little bit about how that partnership works, from getting the proof, involving LAPD, involving a city attorney. I did also want to know, though, I wanted you guys to look into what New York has been doing, the New York City Citizens Air Complaint Program. And then lastly, earlier today, in the Joint Transportation and Public Works Committee, in discussing how we collect parking tickets, we suggested to look into how to copy what Metro does with their Metro Transit Court as a way to make it easier to collect. I was hoping that you guys can also come back and let us know if we as a city could potentially build something out where we collect fines internally without depending on any other government entity outside of the city family.
Okay, great. Well, I'm confident our report back will answer all these questions. And if you have anything you want us to answer today, we can, just on a general level, I can tell you, no, the fines that we receive back, the cost of illegal dumping is extensive. And like I said, it expands. For the analysis, I'll report back. We'll have a more detailed analysis.
Okay, and I would also like to know what you recommend council offices do in order to help. I know in fact, I am ready to figure out how to get some cameras within 3 of my heavy illegal dumping sites. But the obstacle has been in my conversations with who's going to oversee it and the cost of overseeing it. And LAPD mentioned something about how they can't have someone oversee it entirely unless it's for evidentiary purposes, but I haven't been able to elaborate on what exactly that means. So if you can define that as well, that would be very helpful.
Just over a general overview of what we've done for illegal investigation and how we have interfaced with LAPD. I'll have Chief Abraham just do a high-level explanation. But in terms of resources, there is no illegal dumping investigation funding right now. So how other council districts are looking into providing funding on an overtime position, since we do not have the positions to have it. So it's getting a position, setting a program. We've looked into a phased approach, mostly in light of the budget issues we have right now. But just for an overview of how it works, I'll go to Chief Abraham.
Good afternoon, council members. Thank you for your time. Just to go over a brief kind of explanation on how this works. Majority of the investigative part goes through my environmental compliance inspectors. They go through a training, and once they have the training, they're able to investigate all these illegal dumps that we see throughout the city. We coordinate with LAPD to any of those evidence we're able to capture on the cameras, specifically through their databases that they're able to help us with vehicle license plates and stuff like that. And then also for safety support, they'll be able to support us on that part in collaboration with LAPD. But as far as the investigation, gathering evidence, the environmental compliance inspectors that I oversee will be the ones primarily conducting that work.
Okay, so your report will tell us how all of that gets broken down?
Correct.
Okay. I believe that's it. Yeah, that's it.
Thank you, Councilwoman. A quick question: how are you working with BSL on? Are you working on BSL on any of the camera stuff?
Bureau of Street Lighting offers a permitting process in which we're go through them to install the cameras. So they will provide us a schematic graph of their street lights throughout the city, which have eligible power for the cameras, for the capacity in which it's eligible for. And once we have those specific locations to match the locations you guys are requesting, we will go from there and install the cameras through them and sign through their permitting process.
Wonderful. Thank you.
I do want to say, I'm not necessarily asking about the cost for recovery for the sake of the sustainability of your program. I do want you guys to report back on how we could create a tiered system of fines so that it's not just considered by some of these individuals that are dumping, which we know are mostly, independent contractors, but we want to create a situation where they no longer see it as a cost of business to just pay the fine, because it's cheaper than to actually go into the appropriate site of disposal.
Absolutely. And during a report back, that's up to the city attorneys. As far as I understand, there's some state penal codes that cap the amount you can, but I'll have to consult with our city attorney's office and include that in the report back.
Got it. Thank you.
Great. Thank you. Councilwoman. Wonderful. Let's go ahead and thank you so much for being here with us today and for your work. And I'm recommending we adopt the motion as is. Can I get a second?
Sure.
Thank you. Mr. Espinoza, can you call the roll for this item?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Councilmember Hernandez.
Yes.
Councilmember Padilla.
Yes.
And Councilmember Hutt.
Yes.
3 ayes, and this item is approved.
Wonderful. Thank you. Item number 1 is an open session, right? Or is it item 1 and 2 need to be closed? Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and take us into, well, first, we're going to go and take items number 1 and 2. And Mr. Espinoza, can you read these items into the record? So stand by. Do we go into closed session and then you read them into the record?
No, I could read them in open session.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
And for everyone else, please be prepared to exit the room.
Thank you. Item number 1 is states that the committee may recess to closed session pursuant to Government Code Section number 54956.9D1 to confer with its legal counsel relative to the cases entitled Citizens for a Better Los Angeles versus the City of Los Angeles Superior Court case number 22 STCP 03822 and Coalition for Scenic Los Angeles v. City of Los Angeles Superior Court case number 22 STCP 03909, and these cases concern legal challenges related to the sidewalk and transit amenities program. Item number 2, it states that the committee may recess to closed session pursuant to Government Code Section number 54956.9D2 and E1, and this is significant exposure to litigation, to confer with its legal counsel, and these are 2 potential cases.
Thank you, Mr. Espinoza. Okay, since these 2 items need to be discussed in closed session, I would like to prepare the room for closed session. Now, real quick, for folks that are here for the items, just know that when we come back, we're essentially, our agenda's done. So if y'all want to wait, I don't think there's anything to wait for. Am I correct, Mr. Espinoza?
Yes.
Okay, wonderful. Because we don't know how long it's going to be, so. Will there be a decision to even share?
Not today.
I can clarify that. If there is a decision to be reported after the closed session, it will be reported after the closed session. And if there is not, then it will be stated into the record that there was not. And that will be essentially the last thing that happens before adjournment after the closed session.
Okay, thank you so much. Let's get the room ready. Thank you, team.
And then just as a reminder, the chair will be taking the second item on the closed session first. So if you are here for item 1, you will also need to leave the room. Only those people, including city staff, who are necessary for item 2 should remain in the room at this time.
Just a point of clarification. The approvals here in committee then go to the city council for the final approval.
Yes.
So regardless of actions taken here in committee, there will be nothing to report back in open session.
Beautiful, thank you for that. Wonderful. I just don't want people waiting out there, if we're not going to share nothing. Thank you for clearing that up. We're going to start with item number 2.
And the mics are going off right now.
Thank you. Can you please call the roll?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Councilmember Hernandez,
Present.
Councilmember Padilla,
Yes.
and Councilmember Hutt.
Yes.
3 members, and we have a quorum.
Wonderful. Mr. Costello Vega, is there anything that we must report from closed session?
There was no reportable action taken in closed session.
Great, thank you so much. Mr. Espinoza, is there anything else before this committee?
No, the desk is clear.
Wonderful. I'm going to go ahead and adjourn this Public Works Committee meeting. Thank you so much.